All right, so this is what I ended up doing. So if y'all can see the thumbnail, I had originally made a video telling y'all the prices that it would cost to replace my rears. So if I replace both front and back rears, I was looking at $2,800 for just labor, and that's also including, you know, if I brought the cords in as well. So that's the way I was gonna go. So after talking to the shop, I wasn't really feeling, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I wasn't really feeling it. Maybe because I haven't pretty much dealt with my shop in a minute. Maybe they was feeling some type of way or something, I don't know. But I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and make some phone calls. So I called the place that had the rears, which is also the same place that has the 10-speed. If I was to go, you know, if my transmission just went to shit like right now. So I called them up. I'm like, hey, checking to see if y'all have any 373 rears in stock. My truck has the Meritor 373 rear ends on it from the factory. Looking over that truck, man, I could pretty much just guess that those are the original rears that was from 1998 when the truck was put together. So for them to last almost 25 years, I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I am hauling heavier weight now, so maybe the truck just not used to it. So called them up, told them I would head that way. I was trying to get the shop to go ahead and get the rears off. They was pretty much like, we'll get to it when we get to it, is how I was taking it. So I'm like, yeah, like I said, I wasn't liking that. So what I ended up doing, I ended up calling a tow truck company, asked them how much they would charge me to get my truck towed to Houston, to the shop that rebuilt my truck. Because my shop in Beaumont, I have to do the leg work. You know, once they take the rears off, I have to drive into Houston, take the rears in there with me, get them swapped out. Honestly, I don't want to do any of that. I like to deal with shops that I drop it off, and I just come back and pick it up when it's ready to go. That's what I like to do. So called the tow truck company. They said, hey, $850 to get the truck towed from, you know, the shop in Beaumont to your shop in Houston. That's $850. I'm like, all right, cool. I said, you know, hold my information. Let me go ahead and call my shop. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back to you. I called my shop up. Hey, my rear end went out on the truck. I'm wanting to get the truck towed to you. How much are we looking at as far as getting the rears done on the truck? And he pretty much just asked me like, yo, you know, which rear went out? Is it the rear one or is it the middle one? And I told him, I said, it's the most rear one that went out. And he was pretty much asking, do you want rebuilt ones? Do you want us to, you know what I'm saying, get the ones you already have in and take them to get rebuilt? Like, what is it that you want to do? And I straight up told him, hey, I want the quickest and cheapest way to get my truck back on the road. Because if y'all heard from the last video, I've only been driving my truck like the last 2.5 weeks. While I was training, you know, I was not training in my truck. I was training in the company's truck that I'm leased on to. So, yeah, he was like, all right, so this is what we got. He said, we got some 373 rears that's already been rebuilt, front and rear. Because I told him I want them both changed out. The shop here in Beaumont was only wanting to change out just the rear. I'm like, well, I want to go ahead and get them both changed out. So he said, hey, we got both of them in stock, sitting in our warehouse right here. You know what I'm saying? I can give them to you for $1,800, and then I'll charge you $700 to go ahead and get them installed if that's what you want to do. So you're looking at $2,500 parts and labor. So I'm like, let's do it. Because if I would have went and bought the rears from the shop that I wanted to get them from originally, I was looking at $2,800 if I brought both rears in to get both of them. But in the event that, you know, I didn't bring the cord in, they was gonna charge an extra $750 per rear end. So that'd have been $2,800 plus $1,500 cord charge. I was not trying to deal with all that. So what I ended up doing, I called the tow truck company back. Hey, let's get the truck towed to these guys. And I originally wanted to record that part. I wanted to record the tow truck coming, hooking up to it. I wanted to see how they was gonna do it because the truck is just bobtail. You know, I didn't know it. I mean, the truck could still move. Like where the truck was parked at my Beaumont shop, I drove it there. Granted, I drove 10 miles per hour to get it there, but I drove it there. So that's pretty much what I ended up doing. I got the truck towed to them, and I just asked him, you know, hey, well, how long you think it's gonna take to you know, do the job? He's like, man, to change out both of the rears, and for us to look over this suspension, man, it's gonna be like a 5 to 6 hour job. Now that's change out the inner rear and the most rear. And the shop here in Beaumont was like, yeah, man, that's like a 5 hour job, just change out one rear. So I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not even gonna go through that, because I already know how they work when it comes to bigger jobs. My shop in Beaumont has one mechanic that actually knows mechanical stuff. All the other guys are pretty much just tire guys. You know, they can try to help do some light work, or, you know, but mostly just tires. Anything mechanical wise, that head mechanic needs to be there watching. But if there's a road call, excuse me, which is where most companies like this particular, my Beaumont shop, get their most money from, the road calls, they're gonna stop what they're doing to go handle that road call. So I wasn't gonna do that, man, because, you know, that 3-day, that 6-7 hour job would turn into a week dealing with them, you know. And I'm just being realistic. I'm not trying to bash them or anything, but, you know, I'm in the business of trying to make money, and when that truck is not running, man, you know, if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning, you know, old truckers tale, whatever. So yeah, I had the truck towed to Houston. Shop is gonna take care of everything, man. Yeah, so we're looking at $2,500 for parts and labor, but then I also still have to pay for the rear end fluid, fully synthetic. So I think they told me that's like $260. So we're looking at under $3,000 for some rebuilt 373 Meritor rear ends. So that's pretty much the route I went. That's where it's at. Like I said, I did make a video with the shop information in like the end of the video. So I have had guys hit me up like, yo, man, what's the info to the shop? What's the info to the shop? You got to go watch that video, man, because I don't keep their business card like on me at hand, you know. A lot of times when I do get the emails, they're like at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, man. I'm laying down in bed or something, or I mean, I work overnight, so I'm either driving, so I can't technically stop what I'm doing to go try to get that information to you. So that's why I put the video out, so it's easily accessible. So that's pretty much where we at. Now we're just playing the waiting game to see how long it's going to take to get the truck back. Obviously, once we get it back, I'll let y'all know what it is, and we'll go from there. So hey, you have any questions or concerns, drop it in the comment section below. You want to get in contact with me, you can send me an email at truckingwithbigdaddy@gmail.com. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.